Last time on Building a Main, we took on Araxor and one of the longest quests in the game, Sliskay's Endgame. In this episode, we're going to be channeling our inner skiller and exploring one of the most profitable skills in the game. And I still haven't gotten over the fact that Herblore is actually in contention for that title. But first, I wanted to recap what some of the highly profitable skills have been for us on this journey. The first on that list is obviously Herblore. I just can't seem to get over how insane it is that a skill that used to cost almost 50 mil for the privilege of stew boosting to overloads is now profitable. But by going through prayer potions, summoning potions, and Saradomin brews, we made over 100 mil training Herblore. Next up is another surprise for me. Crafting is a skill that has been historically slow or eye-wateringly expensive to train with gems, which is why getting almost 5 mil GP per hour and 250k XP per hour doing Earth battle staves is also topping my list. And finally, I'd be remiss to mention Slayer, particularly early game bossing through Slayer with bosses like the Dagannoth Kings, Krill Suturov, and Kriara all having drops reaching, and in some cases exceeding, 5 to 10 mil each. We made a ton of cash from getting 99 Slayer. However, all of these skills pale in comparison to the skill we are going to be covering in today's episode. I imagine it will surprise very few of you that the skill I'm talking about is runecrafting, especially with the demand surge from runes that happened after the Fresh Start worlds merged back into the main game. Runecrafting is one of the most, if not the most profitable non-PVM activities in the game. As we can see from this clip where I just did one Abyssal Titan with no extra buffs, we made about 20 mil profit. Extrapolate that to an hour, and it's about 25 mil profit an hour. And we're not even using extreme runecraftings or power bursts yet.
For those unaware, on the second floor of the Wizard's Tower, there is this chest in the south that gives you pure essence. Every level in runecrafting, this chest gets a certain amount of pure essence. I can't remember exactly how much it is. But for level 90, you get about 20k. So that will fuel us for a couple hours. We're going to need to buy a lot of pure essence.
While figuring out the details on runecrafting, we also unlocked another moneymaker in the form of another daily. We got enough beans to unlock the full Master Farmer's outfit. So we picked up the blueprint and all the fragments we needed, and if you do this, remember to relog after doing this to make sure the Master Farmer outfit actually shows up in your invention interface. But we went and made the Master Farmer outfit.
There are many benefits to the Master Farmer outfit. Bonus farming XP obviously being one of them. Once you have the normal farmer's outfit, you get some weird bonuses, like a 5 set bonus of increasing your animal aging when you're at Manor Farm. Like, they expect you to just stand around there for that buff. You get 10% more beans from selling animals if you wear it, and 10% buff to positive traits and breeding from breeding. You get 10% more produce from certain farming things, notably herbs. You get clean herbs instead of grimy ones, so it saves a step if the clean herb is more expensive. And you get to cast Rapid Growth twice a day on each patch instead of just once, which is very useful for a daily that I've recently started doing. Now I'll go show you now. Okay, so I've already done this once today, but the idea is that you come around to all 4 of these rose bushes and you cast Rapid Growth, which is a spell in the Ancient Spellbook, on them, and it lets you immediately harvest them. I was doing this once per bush per day before, but I can now do it twice. And basically, the benefit here is that they have a chance to give you golden roses. They can give you between 1 and 3 golden roses. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed to get one every day. It's relatively rare. But each golden rose sells for about a mil. So if you have Ancients and you have 88 magic, this is a daily that can easily net you just a couple mil. It's worth doing even if you don't have the Master Farmer outfit. The first day I did it, I got 3 golden roses and made 3 mil. I also finished making all of the Saradomin brews that I used the partial potion maker to make the Toadflax potions for. We made just under 10 mil profit from all this, and it actually pushed us up to 100 herblore in the end, because I just overshot how many I bought because I didn't factor in Herbie Werby. But yeah, training herblore profitably is very nice. Okay, just finished up a Vindicta Reaper, and we got 100 Slayer off that. I wasn't going to record because unlikely anything interesting happened. We got a Dormant Helm that I'm probably just going to out for 120k, but 100 Slayer is neat. This is what my current fishing sub looks like. I just take a spare automatic and disassemble these when they hit level 10, take a bunch of porters, and I just plant myself at swarm fishing. And this is how the current raw fish from that is looking like. I will sell these when we hit 99 and see whatever profit we get. We're starting to get sailfish, so we're starting to actually make some decent money from it. But yeah, basically once we get past 90, we start getting a lot more of like sailfish and blue blubbers, so we'll start getting some pretty decent cash. As for runecrafting, I actually do it with 2 presets. So I'm using the demonic skull. I have no idea why I put the Ring of Whispers and the Necklace of Shadows in this. They do nothing. I use this preset to fill the pouches, and then every third run, it takes about 40 seconds to do a full trip, a round trip. So every 3 runs, I take a Power Burst of Sorcery because it gives me like 90 to 100 more runes on that run. And that's basically almost another run, so it's almost like a 33% increase in runes. It's probably closer to like 25, 20 once you take into account the times I forget to press it. And I also use extreme runecrafting potions because I didn't realize your runecrafting level made this much of an impact on how many runes you craft, but having this active gives me like 10 plus more runes per trip. The plan is just to power through to 99 runecrafting, make a load of profit along the way, and then once we get 99 runecrafting, we can take the Nexus Mod and Pouch Protector out of our monolith and put in either PVM stuff, put the rep one back in and start working on our reps, like Gold Wars Dungeon 2 I've still got to do. Got to do the Menaphos reps for the Fight Club quest, and still got to keep up with Nemi Forest. So that's where we're currently at. Rather than make a clip every single runecrafting level, and I can't do fishing levels, like I assume I'll put a picture here or something of like just the phone setup and little stand I have it on my desk. But I can't take a picture of every fishing level because it's literally just sitting on my phone on my desk and can't record those. But for now, the goal is just get runecrafting up, get fishing up, and free up 2 slots in our monolith. I decided to buy the Double Surge Codex. Now, the reason I'm choosing to buy this instead of just run Anachronia to get the pages is because I think in terms of time, I will actually gain more money if I just runecrafted for that amount of time and then bought the codex instead of running the laps. So basically, it would take me longer to run the laps than to get the money to buy it. So even though it's expensive, I think I had to put this in at like 82 mil to buy it. Unlocking it this way is definitely the more efficient way of doing it, especially since Silverhawks already took care of 99 agility. If I needed to train agility, I would have run the course. Okay, we literally just finished up this session of runecrafting, and we got Rue, the Rue pet, or runecrafting pet even, which is one of my more favorite pets actually. I don't have this on any other accounts, so I'm really happy to have got it here. And yeah, progress-wise, we're in 93 runecrafting. This progress bar's 12% is from the start of 92 to 99. We're making reasonable progress. It's just over 300k XP per hour. I've actually stopped selling the blood runes because there's a ton of interest in blood rune crafting at the moment, and it's kind of caused the like massive flux of supply to just drop the price way below what it's actually going to settle at. So I am going to end up having a massive stack of blood runes. So I'm doing the same with the magical thread. Got a bunch of power bursts and extremes just ready to grind this out over the weekend, basically. And then when we're done here, I need to clear out my bank again. So I don't actually have this on any other account, so pretty cool to have got it on this one. Then again, most accounts I don't end up training runecrafting. On an Iron Man, there's not really much incentive, and well, my old main was so old back when runecrafting was painful to train, so kind of makes sense. Okay, sometimes this daily gives you nothing. Sometimes it gives you 6.5 mil. And I've seen people get more lucky. This was 2 procs of 3 roses. It's 100% worth doing this if you've got rapid growth available. So I didn't realize one of the perks of the Premier artifact is that you can get 10% XP gain for an hour once per day. I think it's once per day. But yeah, I've basically been missing out on not exactly 10% bonus XP here. I think it's actually quite a bit lower because some of the modifiers don't work with bonus XP, or they are already bonus XP, so they don't get further increased. But it's probably at least like a 5 maybe percent increase, if that. There's been a lot of times I could have used that to help myself out when it comes to training stuff, like prayer, herb or construction, fletching. That so many times I could have used that, and I just had no idea that was a benefit. Since Premier Club's available all the time, I'm happy to use it. It's just something you get for paying for membership, so I don't consider it an additional MTX item. I found it so late though that the amount of benefit I'm going to get from it is probably negligible. Okay, we just a bit ago hit 97 runecrafting, so I thought I'd give an update as to how it's looking in terms of profit. I knew that training runecrafting was going to be profitable, but so far we have made about 400 mil going from 90 to 97 runecrafting. I think seven-ish hours to go. There's going to be like another 200 and something mil, nearly 300 mil to add on top of that. 99 runecrafting is really profitable if you do it this way. I heard that runecrafting was like really intense, and I don't know if the infinity body really makes that much of a difference, but honestly, this is just really chill. Like, banking is just a few key presses. There's a bit of double-bladed diving and surging on the way up there, but it's like I see a lot of complaints when it comes to like money making threads on Reddit and stuff. It's like, oh, how do you make money? And it's like, just do runecrafting. It's like, oh, I don't want to do runecrafting. I hate runecrafting. It's like no more intense than a lot of things in this game. Actually, it's I think I figured it was like 20 APM or something just to do all the banking and everything. It's like super chill. So I'm doing this on just the side of my mouse. My left hand has RSA issues, so I use my mouse as much as I can. Take out preset 1, fill up 2 of the pouches, preset 1, fill up the other 2 pouches. I have power burst available, so I'm going to take out a power burst by using preset 2 instead of preset 1, and there we go. We just run off and runecraft. That's it. So it's super chill. Like compared to Next, this is way chill, and it actually seems to be significantly better profit, like consistency wise, than Next as well. Like sure, you could go to Next for an hour and get a 12 plate body, but you could go to Next for an hour and get like 1 drop of Onyx bolts and just break even on your supplies. Like monetary wise, if you need money, runecrafting is definitely a good option. Okay, so I got a bit complacent and I actually died to a group of PKs, which is unfortunate. So, annoyingly, the traveling merchant hasn't had an unstable air rune in a long time. And I bought the Master Runecrafter legs because I didn't know about the Mauritania legs. Which means I need to actually spend a little bit of time, probably about 20 minutes, in the rune span getting back up to 1,000 points so I can replace my massive pouch. I don't care about the skull 500k or whatever. I was originally confused. I was like, there's nothing you gained from this. What could you have possibly gained? Oh, they wanted 500k for the skull. Okay. I don't care about the skull. The pouch is kind of annoying. But there's an unstable air rune in like 4 days at the traveling merchant, so I'll be 99 runecrafting by then, so it won't be relevant anymore. But I won't have to do this again. Okay, so at the end of today, the yak track is ending, and I think that means the yak coins in the store go away. Now, I looked through the animations and cosmetics, and honestly, none of it seemed interesting to me. So I'm just gonna spend them all on bonus XP stars, and I'm just gonna put it all into Herblore. That's what I've been doing with any MTX bonus XP at this point. I've just been throwing it into Herblore, and when double XP comes around and I use all the proteins I've got saved up, then I'll get a bunch of Herblore XP. Doesn't impact this challenge, but it's just, yeah, it's a reasonable place to put it all. So, just for transparency, the Yak coins are going into bonus XP in Herblore. Oh, there we go. That was that actually like 1.8 mil bonus XP in Herblore? Okay. Okay, here we go. Massive pouch replaced. Now I just need to head into the abyss and get back the other pouches. I also lost my Excalibur that was augmented, so I actually upgraded the perk on it. We've now got Mobile Wise instead of Mobile Venom Blood, I think we had before. Okay, so it turns out you can just come to this guy and reclaim your medium pouch and buy a new large and giant pouch rather than go to the abyss. And basically, the problem is with the Nexus mod perk active, you get teleported into the middle of the abyss, and you can't go to the outside ring from the inner ring. So it's actually cheaper to come and buy the pouches rather than deactivate the relic and then pay the chronotes to reactivate it, which feels like a bit of a flaw. Okay, this inventory gets us 98 runecrafting. The XP rates are between 315k and 350k an hour, depending on whether I go for 90 runs now, which is kind of chill, waiting for Power Burst every third run, and if I just go for XP instead, it's closer to 100 runs per hour, which is 350k. So we've got about 3.5 to 4 hours left to get 99. And that's still like another 100 mil, like more than 100 mil profit from one level. This is so insane. And yeah, bloods have dropped in price. Like they've dropped below 2k now. And I've been able to sell at 1950. I'm gonna go over how much I made once I actually hit 99. But this has been absolutely disgusting amounts of profit for leveling one skill. And it's basically going to fund every buyable on the account and then some, just on its own. It's actually kind of insane. Then I surge to the woody wall. I bladed dive while still outside the wilderness, technically. And then I surge. With double surge, that causes bladed dive to go on like a 6-second cooldown. And I'm pretty sure I keep missing this penguin, unless that's someone's pet. So I'll explain what I mean about surge and bladed dive. So if I surge here, it causes my second charge of surge to start recharging. Then I bladed dive outside of PvP area, so it doesn't put surge on cooldown. I use the second charge of surge, and it puts bladed dive on the same cooldown as the second charge of surge. So it actually reduces bladed dive's cooldown in order to sync them, which is probably intended, but it feels kind of like a bug. Okay, just logged on. We got up to 90 fishing, so we now have the ports adventure unlocked. And I've actually decided that at 92, I'm gonna fish outside the Crucis boss. I'm gonna try it for a bit, see if it's actually okay, because the nodes can deplete, but the nodes kind of cycle between normal, empowered, and depleted. Now, the problem doing it at 88 is that you can only do the normal ones, so when they empower, it stops you from fishing them. At 92, that's not a problem. So it depends on the deplete rate. It might not be as good as swarm fishing, just because swarm fishing is very, very, very AFK. So we'll see. But the thing I wanted to mention is that you can actually use an enhanced Excalibur alongside a fishing Rodomatic. I always assumed that the Rodomatic was a two-handed tool. I never would have thought it was a one-handed one, but that means if you have wires on your Excalibur, you can use it while fishing. Okay, with this inventory, we are getting 99 runecrafting. This did not take anywhere near as long as I was expecting, to be honest. The XP rates ended up being like 350k an hour or something. Obviously, it dropped a bit once the yak track was over. But yeah, that did not take long at all. I think maybe 20 hours over this past weekend. Pretty good. So I'm going to go grab the skill cape, and then we'll review how 20 hours of blood rune crafting went. Okay, here is the rune crafting cape. This is the first time I've ever got 99 rune crafting. I have never been much interested in doing rune crafting, and I will admit, part of the reason why I was so interested in doing it now was the profit is incredible, but we'll get to that shortly. So the rune crafting cape is kind of weird. The perk doesn't actually do anything for the act of rune crafting. It just tells you what your best rune is for the Rune Goldberg machine. Now, this is sometimes useful. It can like tell you if it's like lore runes or something you'd use later, but are still cheap enough to be worth using. In this case, dust runes are not worth using, so this actually doesn't give me any benefit. So I would still have to go over here, and I know it's like air, fire, and then I'd basically have to cycle through like mind and body. Yeah, I'll do this later, but yeah, so the perk is sometimes useful if it tells you a rune that is worth putting in, then it's great. But if it tells you something like blood or soul, you're not going to use those anyway because they're nowhere near worth using. Okay, so I've tried to not take any money from the blood runes. I think I did end up selling a few. So it's probably not that many more than this. If I was gonna wager a guess, instead of 275k that we've got here, probably closer to like 290k blood runes would be my guess. I'm just gonna put them all into this. So blood runes are currently like going up and down like a yo-yo between about 1950 and like all the way down to 1820. The spike that happened like a week or two ago caused so many people to start blood rune crafting, and the supply's just gone through the roof. It also attracted a bunch of PKers, and yeah, so I died once, had to go get a few rune spam points to buy another massive pouch, but other than that, wasn't much of a problem. The only annoying thing was I had to re-augment my enhanced Excalibur, but I took the opportunity to put Wise on it, which I wanted to do anyway, so yeah, basically set us back nothing. And yeah, I think in total there were 3 PK attempts. One of them was by a group, but only one of them could attack me, I think. And it's some weird thing with multi combat and wieldy. Yeah. Basically only one of them could attack me, even though there was like 3 of them. I don't know why you're going around trying to like trio kill blood rune crafters or any rune crafters, because the skull is like 500k. Just grab an inventory of essence and run to the blood altar and you'll make double that. So yeah, these blood runes will eventually sell for this price. In terms of profit though, okay, after crunching a few numbers, we in total got 448 magical shred. I actually sold 219. I checked the sale history a while back. I don't know if that's all still here, but we sold 219, sorry, before the ones I've got in my inventory and the ones here. And on average, they sold for about 275k. So that comes out to 123 mil in just the magical threads. That's not even the blood runes, just the magical threads. 123 mil. Very much worth using that skull, even though it got us PK'd once. As for the blood runes, these sell for 250 mil, these sell for 280 mil. That's what, 530 mil on top of the 123 mil. So looking about 650 mil, take off like 2% for the GE tax, and about, I'd say like 30 mil in supplies, because you do need to buy super runecrafting potions, which are just under 200k per free dose. You need to buy power bursts of sorceries, those are like 200k. So I would guess between essence and all that stuff, I probably spent like 25, 30 mil on supplies. So we're looking at like 600 mil profit, and that actually adds up with the wealth evaluator, which has gone from 1.7 mil to over 2.3 bill, up 1.7 bill to 2.3 bill now. This is incredibly profitable getting 99 rune crafting.
Well, I owe the PK as a thank you because with the extra content of re-getting all our supplies, somehow the runecrafting episode is the longest episode in the series. And it's also the episode where we tick off one of our 3 goals. We finally have a 2 bill bank value, and then some, as well as another 99 on our way to maxing. Admittedly, rune prices have calmed down a lot since this video, but it's still a really profitable 99, and I do highly recommend it if you have some podcasts or something to get through. As always, thank you everyone for watching. If you got to this part of the video, I'm going to assume you liked it. If so, you know what to do, and I hope to catch you all again next time.